If you are a busy professional or ambitious expatriate, you might already have tried to learn French before. Maybe you have followed a few apps, watched some YouTube videos, or even took a traditional course in French. You probably know a few words, maybe some phrases in French. But deep down, you feel like you have hit a plateau. And the more time goes by, the harder it becomes to stay motivated. You keep thinking you need to do more grammar, more apps, more time in your schedule. But no matter how much effort you put in. So here's something you need to hear. This might be the difference between finally becoming fluent in French or staying stuck in a endless loop of frustration and false starts. Learning French is like building a house. If your foundation isn't solid, if you start with random grammar rules, without a clear method, without a structure or support, then every new words, every new lesson becomes just another brick without a plan. And that leads to burnout, loss of motivation, feeling like French just isn't for you. But here's the truth no one tells you, is that you were taught the wrong way. They made you believe that success means doing more flashcards, more exercises, more time you don't even have. But in doing more, you lost the most important part. Clarity, simplicity, real life results. And the result, you know about French, but you still can't speak it. And every new lesson you tried becomes a burden instead of a breakthrough. Instead of feeling progress, you feel pressure. Because if your learning journey isn't built on a clear structure with the right method, it starts to feel heavy, frustrating, even discouraging. And this is exactly what happens to so many expert, professional, and motivated expatriates who want to speak French fluently, but without a clear path, without a structure, and without a method tailored to real life, they get stuck. Or worse, they burn out. They give up after yet another failed attempt. They start believing maybe French just isn't for me, and this problem isn't going away anytime soon. It's only getting worse. Because it's today world, the ones who make progress in language learning are no longer the one who study the most. It's not the one who use the right system, the one who follow a clear path, the one who learn in a way that match their lifestyle. By 2026, the ability to communicate in French is both social and professional settings will be a real advantage. Whether it's landing a promotion, relocating to France, building relationship with clients, or simply enjoying your travels, French isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's becoming a competitive edge. That's why I created a unique approach to help busy professionals speak French confidently in just 20 minutes a day. This method is designed to help you speak French from day one, not month 6. Learning through real conversation, not textbook grammar, build a habit that fits effortlessly into your life, and finally enjoy learning again. Yes, it can actually be fun because it's not about working harder. It's about learning smarter with the right method. It's a methodology designed to help busy professionals and expatriates speak French confidently without burning out and wasting time. It has already helped people like James, a financial consultant living in Dubai, go from zero to real conversation in just a few weeks without memorizing grammar rules or spending hours on studying, just by following the right sequences. Structure, rhythm, and method. Today, he feels at home in Paris during business trips and even started leading short presentation in French. In a few seconds, I'm going to walk you through how you can start applying them today to finally unlock your potential and speak French with ease. But before I do that, there's something you need to realize. If you don't build your learning around a solid structure now, you risk staying stuck in the same place and even give up completely. Just look around. You see more and more people learning languages successfully while working full-time jobs, traveling, raising families. They are not spending hours in class. They are not glued to textbooks. They are not overwhelmed by complex grammar rules or endless vocabulary lists. And no, it's not about luck or talent. It's about structure. These learners have understood something essential. It's not about doing more, it's about doing it right. Because if you keep trying random apps, grammar exercises, and YouTube videos without a structure method, you will just feel like you are always trying but never progressing. Lina was doing everything except what really mattered, structuring her learning to finally speak French with confidence. The worst part? She was tired of feeling stuck. because deep down, she knew she was capable of more. Sorry, the drive, the potential, the motivation, but not the system. That's exactly when she discovered the French method, a method built on 3 powerful pillars that allowed her to 1. Stop wasting time on ineffective grammar drills and focus only on what brings real results. Build a confident international image by mastering the basic of conversation fast. Learn daily in just 20 minutes without stress, without burnout, and create a clear plan that made French part of a routine, not a burden. The result? In just a few weeks, Lina regained control of her progress. She was no longer learning French. She was speaking it. And she finally said yes to the new client in Paris. She stopped fearing interviews or Zoom call in French. And most of all, she found joy in her learning again. She looks forward to her 20 minutes French session every day. She speaks with confidence, she travels with ease, and she becomes the international professional she always knew she could be. And here's the thing. There are thousands of Linas out there. Busy professional, executive, creative, entrepreneur who are incredibly talented, full of potential, but stuck in the wrong approach to language learning. Because no one ever taught them how to learn French the smart way. You weren't shown how to filter out the noise and start with what really works. How to structure your learning in a way that fits your lifestyle, very important. And how to stay consistent without burning out. So what happens? You try an app, then you give up. You match a few YouTube videos, then you stop. You tell yourself, I will do it when I have more time. But time never comes. And before you know it, another year goes by and you are still not speaking French. But it's not your fault. You did what most people do. You relied on your motivation. You try to figure out alone. You followed the typical grammar first method that never works. And what if you could stop doing more and start doing better? What if 20 minutes a day with the right method could finally unlock your potential? That's exactly what I will show you inside the free video training. But if you want, it's time to change your system. And in just a few moments, I'm going to show you exactly how the 3 pillars of the French method, a structured approach to learning French that turns chaos into clarity and finally give you back control over your time, your energy, and your progress. Because right now, if you are already juggling a demanding job, managing meetings, traveling for work, or balancing personal commitments, and you feel like learning French takes more from you than it gives, it means your learning system was never designed for your lifestyle. That's the difference between people who struggle for years and those who finally make it stick. Because the more you involve, the heavier your load becomes. More things to learn, more pressure to be fluent, more frustration at not improving fast enough, and that lingering feeling that you are behind everyone else. Unless you follow a structure designed to absorb the growth, like a well-built foundation that doesn't shake when life gets intense. Your language journey needs to be designed for your real life, not an ideal one. And that's what turns your French learning into a real transformation, not just another goal on your to-do list. A method built on 3 essential pillars that turns your learning into a smooth, aligned and result-driven experience. A system that adapts to your schedule, not the other way around. A structure that gives you visible results without burnout. And above all, a path to progress that feels exciting, not exhausting. No more wasting time switching between apps, adopting your method and give up after a few weeks. You will finally get a plan that makes sense, a rhythm that feels good, and results that keeps you motivated week after week. Now, let me show you exactly the 3 pillars of the French method are just ahead. Let's start with the pillar number 1, strategic repositioning of your learning journey. The first problem we need to solve together is simple but critical. It's a blurry image you currently have of your French learning. Let's be honest. You are motivated, you are consistent when you can be. You've probably tried apps, lessons, maybe even online classes. Despite your effort, you are still not getting the results you hoped for. You still feel like a beginner, a complete beginner. You still hesitate when you speak, and deep down, you feel like French is something you will maybe get one day, but not now. down. That's not because you are not smart enough. It's because you have never had a clear premium positioning method tailored to your lifestyle. This is exactly what we are going to change together. 1. We are going to reshape how you approach learning French. 2. Clarify exactly what makes your path unique. And frame your learning in a way that make it both enjoyable. That's what we did with Mohamed, a marketing executive based in Dubai. He had tried learning French for over a year through a random YouTube videos and grammar books, but it never stuck. Once we restructured his approach using the French method, everything changed for him. He stopped focusing on abstract rules, started using real-world illustration from day one, and within a few weeks, he has comfortably handling conversation with French-speaking clients without memorizing hundreds of verbs or doing hours of homework. Now, he doesn't study French. He's using it. He's confident, fluent at his level, and growing day by day. That's the power of having the right positioning, and structure behind your learning journey. Because once your path is clear, motivating, and aligned with your real goal, you no longer have to force progress. It comes naturally. Now, let's move to pillar number two. Because even with the best intentions, if your learning experience doesn't feel structured, inspiring, and premium, you will never fully own your journey or attract the momentum you need. Let me explain. You might already be used apps like Duolingo or watching French YouTube videos. Maybe your notes are everywhere. Maybe you followed a few Instagram accounts that gives French tips of the day. But the truth is, it all feels messy. No clear structure, no real progress, no true identity in your learning path. And that's why you still feel like French isn't part of you. This is not a motivation problem, it's a perception problem. You see, if the method you use doesn't look and feel like it's made for people like you, busy professionals, modern learners, ambitious expats, you will never feel truly confident or serious about it. That's why pillar number 2 of the French method is all about crafting your premium learning identity. We redefine the way your French journey looks and feels. We anchor it in your story, your lifestyle, your goals, and we build a system that treats your time and effort with respect, not as a side hobby. That's exactly what we did with Carla, a young expat working in the luxury industry. She had tried learning French on the side for over a year, but she never really took herself seriously. Another did the method she was using. Once we designed her learning experience with a sense of intention and elegance, something shifted. She began to receive messages from French clients like, "Oh, I'm really impressed. You are clearly making an effort and improving fast." And that's what happens when you stop trying to learn French and start becoming someone who owns the process. You stop looking for motivation and you become the motivation, because you are no longer using a random mix of tools. You are following a method that reflects who you are and where you want to go. And that brings us to pillar number 3. How to implement a consistent, low-effort system that makes daily progress feel easy. Let's face it, without regular practice, there is no real fluency. But here is what the most beginners get wrong. They rely entirely on motivation. They open an app when they feel like it. They watch a YouTube video when they remember. They try to learn French between 2 Zoom meetings or before bed. And the result? Inconsistent progress, low confidence, and a growing sense of maybe I'm just not good at languages. But the problem isn't you, it's your system or lack of system. The truth is, motivation fades, life gets busy, and if your learning depends on being in the mood, you will always fall off track. That's why in pillar 3 of the French method, you get a structured daily plan that takes exactly 20 minutes, no more. Each lesson builds on the last, so you stay in flow without ever feeling lost, and you receive gentle reminders and weekly mini challenge, so you never left wondering what to do next. That's the secret. If you rely on your mood, you will never build momentum. If you rely on your system, it will carry you on the days when you feel tired, distracted, and overwhelmed. After more than a decade teaching French around the world, from high-level professional in Dubai to total beginners from all backgrounds, and after helping hundreds of learners finally break free from frustration, fears and confusion, I developed a unique methodology that blends strategic progression, a premium learning experience, and a consistent and manageable learning system, all adapted to busy lives like yours. Because let's be honest, you don't want to scroll YouTube for hours looking for the best French videos, to rely on guest work or generic language apps, or to study 2 hours a night just to maybe see results. That's why my method doesn't just teach you French. It builds a complete learning ecosystem around you, designed for lasting momentum. We start by understanding your current situation. What's your real motivation for learning French? How much time you truly have each day? What's blocking your progress? Then, together, we put in place a strategic learning path with mini wins every week so you feel progress fast. A premium experience that makes French exciting, not exhausting. A daily system that keeps you consistent in just 20 minutes a day, and a supportive environment so you never feel alone in your journey. And the best part, you don't need to move to Paris, join a weekly class or dedicate your weekend to grammar drills. No, instead, you build a French habit that fits inside your morning coffee or your commute or your 20-minute lunch break. You finally learn French the way it should have always been taught. Human, strategic, and actually fun. So now the only question is, are you ready to stop dabbling and finally build the fluency you have been dreaming of? And that's exactly what I'm offering you today. 100% free strategy call where you will do a full diagnosis of where you are in your French learning journey, identify the hidden blocks that are slowing you down, and show you how the French method can help you finally build lasting progress, even with just 20 minutes a day. This isn't a typical sales course. It's a genuine one-on-one clarify session designed for you, busy professionals who are motivated but stuck, total beginners who are ready to learn smart, and anyone serious about finally becoming fluent without flipping their whole life upside down. If that's you, then go ahead and click the button below this video to book your spot now. And if everything aligns, you will build your French journey together, a journey that's structured, smooth, and actually exciting to follow. You know, when it comes to learning French, there are really two types of learners. One, those who take the smart, structured path forward, and those who keep starting over with apps, grammar books, and random YouTube videos and never get past bonjour. And the difference between the two starts right now. Because the world is changing fast. International jobs increasingly require bilingual candidates. AI is replacing generic language tools. Global professionals are sharpening their edge and building real skills. And those who don't adapt simply get left behind. So, if you don't structure your French learning now, you risk staying stuck. So, here is how I see it. If you want to speak French with ease and confidence, if you want to learn smart, not hard, with a proven daily system, if you want to finally enjoy the process and get real results, today you have 3 options, but only one truly transform your ability to speak French and your life with it. Option 1, do nothing. Close this page, forget everything you just discovered and keep doing what you have always done. Download another free apps you won't finish. Rewatch the same beginner videos on YouTube. Tell yourself you will start next Monday and hope that one day you will just get it. But let's be honest, you don't become fluent with random hope and scattered effort. And you don't build confidence with stop and start method that leave you feeling stuck. The truth? The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Because with every month that passes, you lose motivation, momentum, and the belief that you are actually capable. If you choose this path, I respect your choice. But it won't bring you the confident, fluent French you have been dreaming about. Option 2, try to do it all alone. Sure, you can. Watch hundreds of hours of tutorial, Read grammar books cover to cover, try to design your own study plan, build discipline from scratch without support. But let me ask you a simple question. Do you have the time, energy and clarity to figure it at all out on your own? And more importantly, how many more months or years are you willing to waste before you finally make real progress? Because at this pace, you will always feel like you are 10 steps behind. Option 3, work with us. Follow the French method. Get structured expert guidance. Build a real foundation with a system that fits your life. Here's what we will do together. 1. Build your confidence from day one. No awkward grammar drills. Craft a daily method that actually sticks just 20 minutes a day. Turn your fear of speaking into real conversation in French. Give you the clarity, structure, and tools you need without burning out. You won't be guessing. You won't be overwhelmed. You will finally have the clear path designed for results, no frustration, and paths that help dozens of professionals like you go from zero French to holding conversation in just a few weeks. Is that the kind of transformation you want? Then click the button below now and check if a free session is still available. Let's make this the year you finally say, yes, I speak French. So if you're ready to take the third path, the smart one, click the button just below, reserve your free session, your free strategic session, and let's see together how the French method can help you finally speak French confidently and with ease. I will be waiting for you on the other side, so let's do this together.